So, what exactly is it you're getting if you choose to back this project? Well, it depends. I've got 3 tiers available. The first tier is you give $1 or more. I think Kickstarter allows you to give more on the same tier. I will admit, I've seen lots of people who've provided those tiers. I've never personally chosen one, so I'm less than certain how that works. But if you choose that tier, what you get is my thanks, because that tier has no other rewards. That is for the people who just think the project is awesome, but for whatever reason in their life can't, don't want, won't, whatever, be able to give me any more than that dollar, or don't want the reward. They use that to give me $1,000 to see the project come to life and don't want any reward. And if you are one of those people, thank you. Like, legitimately, thank you. Everybody else who picks, who backs this project, I'm sure would thank you as well, because that brings it closer to being a reality and makes it more likely that they are also going to get the game that they are so in love with that they were willing to provide money to help me make it. A product that doesn't even exist yet. The other 2 tiers are going to get the same product. Just one of them is a discount for gaming groups. Just as a general rule, gaming groups are 5 people, a GM, and 4 players. That's just the common RPG set. So I have a tier out there where you get 4 or pay for 4 copies of the rules, but you get 5. And then there's the individual tier where you pay for 1 book, you get 1 book. All these books are 100% digital. They're going to be interactive PDFs of some sort. I have built interactive PDFs, but nothing at the scale that we're talking about here. And I may put together multiple PDFs. I haven't decided the finished format. Part of me says, hey, maybe combat rules and classes should be in separate PDFs, so you can open both of them. And then if you're doing it on a PC, Alt-Tab between them. I don't use a tablet. I am going to design the PDFs to be readable on a tablet. That is my #1 thing. I've got a friend with an iPad. When I get around to making the actual rules, I am going to put it on that iPad. And I'm going to look at it and be like, is the text large enough? Are any of the interactive elements easily touched? But my plan is to make it interactive. So when you see something that references a different rule, you get to tap. It'll be a hyperlink. You get to tap that, and it'll either come up with a pop-up with a short version of the rule, or it'll take you to that other rule. The index in the back won't just tell you the page number. It'll be hyperlinks that just take you to that page. Because this is a digital-first product, my plan is to take advantage of all of those digital features that you only get when you're doing it on an iPad, on a PC. And it's going to be a PDF because I don't want to lock you into a website. I don't want to build a website that would lock you in. Like, that is just so much extra work, and I don't want to do it. I am on this on my own. And I do not want to put in all that extra effort. But yeah, there isn't a physical book. I will admit, all of this interactivity is going to make a potential physical book a problem. I mean, I have no idea what a potential physical book would look like. My biggest reason for not doing a physical book as part of this Kickstarter is I haven't written the rules. I am anticipating somewhere in the high tens of thousands, maybe 150,000 words, maybe 200,000 words. I don't actually know. Lots of words. There's going to be a lot of rules. Look at my design diaries to see why I have so many rules. But there's going to be a lot of rules. And they're going to take a lot of words. And this one rule set is going to cover everything the players need to make their characters, everything the GMs need to run the games, and monsters, so that you can play the game, all in one book. It is going to be hundreds of pages long, at least. I mean, God, I hope it's not thousands. But it might be. I don't know. It's digital, so I'm less concerned. But that's why there's no print. It could be hundreds, it could be thousands, and the cost of printing varies wildly between those. Possibly in the future, I may, if this goes well, I may look at doing a physical book. A physical book would probably involve hiring other people to help me. I don't know if I could do a physical book on my own. I might. I've done crazier things, I will admit. But God, that sounds like a lot of work. And, not a great artist, so I'd probably want to hire artists to, especially a physical book. I'd want something high quality. Digital book, whatever distribution method I use, and I have not picked a distribution method yet, but whatever distribution method I use, I anticipate being able to revise and offer updates to the backers as new things are released. That would be my plan for releasing the stretch goals after the original release. Is worst comes to worst, I email it to you. You provide an email address through Kickstarter, and I email you a copy of the book and the second version of the book. But I would prefer it to be on a website somewhere, drive-through RPG maybe. I've not looked into how to do that, but somebody somewhere, because I also want you to be able to go get the previous versions. Maybe I change a rule and you hate that rule change. You want the original from version 3 or whatever. I want you to still have access to that, plus the newer versions. And then maybe down the line, Kickstarter's done, the rules are out, and it does well afterwards. It'll be for sale somewhere, and people flock to it, and it becomes big, and I take that money and I hire a real artist instead of me, and I get good art. And then I put it in an updated version that you guys get as well. Because, that is my promise. As long as it's my game and I haven't sold it, I haven't gone bankrupt and somebody's taken it from me, whatever else happens, is I want to keep the game going for you. I don't want a second version with better art and be like, hey guys, here you go, pay me more money. After the fact, might I have a version with no art or my art, and a version with good art and different price points? Yeah, I might do that. But you guys on Kickstarter, you backed it. You paid for it. You believed in it when it didn't exist. You get the good art. That's hands down non-negotiable. Additional rules, additional things. My plan is to give it all to you. There would be a few exceptions. I may sometime release a campaign setting, a world. Because that's another thing. These are just rules. I don't have a world. The book is going to have an example world, a tiny little thing to just show off how the rules should be modified to fit your world at the table. Whether that's one you create or one that you bought from a different game or one that is created specifically for this game by me or by a third party if we hit that stretch goal, so that there's licensing available and somebody takes advantage of it. That would be a separate thing. Unless it's a stretch goal on the Kickstarter, I may make it a stretch goal on the Kickstarter. I don't know. Then you guys get that too. But if it's not the stretch goal, if it's just a thing I do separate, or because I technically created a publishing company now, maybe I find somebody else who wants to make a campaign setting, because I'm okay at that type of thing, that story creation, that type of thing. You'll see what I mean by okay in the finished product. But yeah, maybe I find somebody with a great campaign setting idea, and that's going to be their project. And then that is backed by a different Kickstarter or money from the company if this Kickstarter does well enough, but that's not a stretch goal. Or maybe it is a stretch goal, and I do too. The one I make for the stretch goal and the one somebody else makes. If it's a stretch goal, you get it included. If it's not a stretch goal, especially if it's not a stretch goal and it's not something that I made, that would be a separate book. I hope you understand why that would be a separate book. But I don't want to do the thing where here's a book of monsters and here's a second book of monsters, give me more money, and here's a third book of monsters, give me more money. if this goes well enough, if sales of the book go well enough, I plan on giving it to you guys. The only time it would be a separate thing is if I've run out of money. And then I'd have to do a second Kickstarter for a second book with more monsters or more rules or whatever it is gets added, just to get me the more money so that I can take full time to do the work to put the book out. And who knows? Maybe I'd get enough backers there too. I don't know. But yeah, that is the product. That is my expectations of how this is going to go. That's what I want to provide you. I'm not doing this to get rich. I don't think I'm going to. I'm doing this for the love of making these rules and trying to share that with as many people as I can. That's what I'm interested in. And that's the product I want to give you.